Guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be sharing with you a complete full week of realistic reading as a full-time software engineer and part-time content creator. So a little bit about myself. I am of course a full-time software engineer, but I work remotely, so that gives me a little bit of extra time to do things that I love to do, for example reading. Then secondly, I'm also a content creator. I post regularly on my Instagram and my YouTube. Then of course I have other things like a social life, a gym, sorry, going to the gym and other things. So as you can guess, I don't really get a lot of time to read every single day, but I do try to incorporate reading in my schedule as much as I can. So that is what this video is going to be. So I'm starting this video on Sunday. It is 7 July today, and thus this video will end on next Sunday. It's going to be a week-long spoiler-free reading vlog. Let me tell you which book I'm reading right now. So I'm reading Never Lie by Frida McFadden. If you guys have seen my 24-hour reading challenge video, I read the second book of her Housemaid series, which was The Housemaid Secret in that book. And in that video, I shared with you my thoughts and opinions about that book, and of course about my other books by Frida McFadden. So this is actually my third book that I'm reading by her, and so far it is going really well. So coming to how many pages I have read today. So I was on chapter number 27. So I have read 14 pages today till now. So it is, what time is it? It is 5 p.m. right now. So I don't know how much I'm going to be reading today since I have to step out and do some grocery shopping. But of course, I'm going to share with you every single thing. I'm going to share with you all the pages, the page count, how many pages I read, my thoughts and opinions about the books, my ratings and everything. I'm hoping to finish this book in like a couple of days since it is really fast paced. That's why I'm reading a little bit faster than I usually do. So yeah, that is what this video is going to be. I really hope you enjoy this video, and let's start. Hi guys, I don't know what was the last update I shared with you, but it has been a while. So I started this vlog on Sunday, and on Sunday I managed to read 52 pages. It was a good reading day for me because first of all, this book is extremely fast paced. It is Frida McFadden, so it is just keeping me on the edge of my seat at all times, and I just cannot put it down. And then on Monday, that is yesterday, I managed to read 32 pages. It wasn't a very good reading day for me because first of all, I had my prod release yesterday. And then in the evening, I just went out for a walk and I saw one bookstore and I just did some shopping over there. I will give you a quick haul in a minute. So that's why I read 32 pages yesterday. And today, I read for around 30 minutes in the morning. I woke up pretty early, so I had a little bit of time on my hands to read. So I was on page number 238. Okay. So I read around 32 pages today, and I plan to finish this book today itself because I'm on page number 272, and this book has 299 pages. So that means I have around 27 pages left to read, which are not a lot because this book is it's just blowing my mind. I have not guessed even a single plot twist, and I've been hit by two plot twists till now. So chapter number 47 and chapter number 49 are the chapters you need to look out for. They're gonna shake you. So that is what's going on with this book. Extremely loving this book. I love Peter McFadden's books. I think I told you this before, but this is my third book that I'm reading by her. So far so good, and I will share with you my final thoughts and my ratings on this book when I finish it, either tomorrow morning or today at night. So I will see you then. But let me give you a quick haul of the books that I got yesterday. So these are the books that I got yesterday. So I did pretty good damage. I got 6 books yesterday. So the first book that I got was The Courage to Be Disliked. So this book was recommended to me by my friend, and I have been planning to read more non-fiction books. At least I plan to read at least one non-fiction book every single month. It has been a while since I picked one up, and I used to read them before, but I don't know why I just didn't get a lot of time to read those. But yeah, I've made it a point. I've made it a reading goal for myself to read at least one non-fiction book every single month, or if it's a very busy month, then at least one in 2 months. So this is the first book that I got. The second book that I got was Before Your Memory Fades and Before We Say Goodbye. Now, if you guys don't know, this is a part of the series called Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I have that series back at home. So I'm not at home right now, I'm at my friend's place. So I have that book back at home, but I haven't read that, but I know how popular it is. But I still managed to get the rest of the series. So I got the third and the fourth novel in the series. I don't have the second novel, but I think I'm gonna just order it from Amazon or something. So I had known nothing about this series except that it is maybe it is maybe fantasy. No idea, but yeah, it is extremely popular, and they seem to be really quick reads. So these are the other 2 books that I got. The next book that I got is Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. I know absolutely nothing about this book, but I have seen this all over Instagram at a lot of places. So, and I've heard it's pretty good. So I decided to get this one. Now, the next book that I got is a non-fiction book again. It's called Rework, Change the Way You Work Forever. I again have heard a lot about this book, especially I saw that video by Ali Abdal a while back, and this book has been on my radar since then. So I decided to get this book and really looking forward to read this one. It seems to be extremely quick. There are a lot of what do we call it, graphics over here. So yeah, it seems to be extremely quick read. Now, the last book that I got was The Palace of Illusions. Now, I don't know if you guys have read this, have heard about this book or not. It's by an Indian author. It's by Chitra Banerjee, Divya Karuni. I don't know. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, this book is actually a woman's take on the timeless tale that is Mahabharat, and it is narrated by Panchali, who was the wife of the first 5 Pandav brothers. So, this is completely out of my comfort zone. I don't read books like these at all, but I've heard so many good things about this book, so I just wanted to give it a try. So this was the last book that I got, and now let's get back to reading. Guys, so it is Wednesday today. Actually, technically, it is Thursday, but it's after 12. So we're gonna still count it as Wednesday. So it's Wednesday today, and I don't know what was the last page count that I shared with you guys, but on Tuesday, I read for 42 pages, and today, that is on Wednesday, I wasn't able to read a lot today because it's my birthday. So that's why I read 20 pages of this book by Never Lie, and I just finished this, by the way. And I started a new book, Divine Rivals, and I read I read 6 pages of Divine Rivals. So that means on Wednesday, 10th of July, I read 26 pages. Coming to my thoughts and opinions on Never Lie by Frida McFadden. So I was enjoying till I think around chapter number 50 of this book. There were perfect amount of twists and turns. I did not see even a single one coming. But after that, it just kept getting a twist after twist after twist. And again, this book really started feeling a bit outlandish and too far-fetched to me. I feel like too much was happening, and it just felt completely like a Bollywood movie by the end of the book. So I am rating this book a 4 star. It would have been a 4.5 star, but like I said, the ending of the book was not that great. There was just too much happening. So those are all my opinions on this book. So yeah, it's a 4 star for me. So now coming to Divine Rivals, like I said, I just read 6 pages of this book. So of course, not a lot of thoughts and opinions that I can give you on that right now. But that is all the reading that I did this week. And so, like I said, it's Thursday. And let's see, we have 3 days left, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm hoping those days also turn out to be good reading days for me. Hi guys, it is Friday today, and I just wanted to come in here and give you a quick update on my reading progress. So, yesterday, that is on Thursday, I read 13 pages of Divine Rivals, and today I was reading Divine Rivals, but as you just saw, I switched to Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now, you all must be thinking why I switched to Powerless and left Divine Rivals in the middle. Now, this is not because I didn't like Divine Rivals or I was hitting it. I just felt it to be a little slow and I just felt a slump coming in. And I have always heard very good things about Powerless. And this is actually is going to be a trilogy. And the first book, Powerless, is already out. It was out months ago. And the second book of the series, Reckless, has just been released. So I really want to read this book and read the second part as well. I've heard so many great things. I've heard that it's enemies to lovers, it is high stakes, it's fantasy, all the things that I absolutely love. And look at how pretty this book is. I just could not get this book out of my head, so I just had to put down Divine Rivals and I immediately went and picked up Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Now, so far, what I've gotten to know about Divine Rivals is it's very hard for me to explain. So this is about two people. One is called Iris and the second is called Roman or Roman. I think it's Roman. Okay, so this book is about, so there were two gods who were fighting with each other, and then they were put to rest by humans, but now they are back again. They have somehow risen from their graves and they're back again, and now there is a war going on. Now Iris's brother has gone to that war and is kind of missing. Now, these are all the things that you get to know from the back of the book. This is not a spoiler. So what she does is she is working at a newspaper agency called Gazette, and that is where she meets Roman, and there is a rivalry going on between those two to get the position of a columnist. But since her brother is missing, or she hasn't heard back from him since he went to fight in the war, she decides to start writing letters to him, and she just puts them in the closet, and then those letters just disappear and go to someone else. Now, this is something that you will find if you go and read the synopsis, but if you like to go into book blind, I won't be telling you who those letters are going to, because I feel it will be a little bit of a spoiler. But if you want to know, you can just go and read the synopsis of the book, but I don't want to tell you that. So those letters are going to somewhere else, some other person, and then things are going to happen. So that is all that I have read so far in this book. I have not read a lot, so that is all about that. I have an idea about divine rivals. Even I went into this book blind. Now you all must have heard about powerless, so let me tell you what this book is about. So this book is about two kinds of people. One are elites and the other are called ordinaries. Now elites are the ones who have powers and ordinaries are the ones that don't possess any kind of power. Now the mission, or what elites do, is they want to eliminate all the ordinaries from their kingdom, which is, I think, is called Ilya, right? And then we have two main characters. We have Peyton Gray, who is an ordinary, but she is posing to be an elite. She is posing that she is a psychic. And then we have Ilya's prince, sorry, who is known as Sky, and she meets him in she encounters him in a certain situation that you will read when you will start reading this book. And then what happens is that she is thrown into these trials, and that is when the story goes on from there. Now, I have read only 30 pages, I think, of Parless till now, and I don't think I will be able to read a lot today. That's why I am filming this little section, because I have to step out and I won't be able to return back home till later. So that's why I know I won't be able to read today. So today's reading count is 40 pages. That is 10 pages of Divine Rivals and 30 pages of Parless. So I have one more day left, that is tomorrow, Saturday. So I'll share with you my updates tomorrow. Hi guys, it is Sunday today and we have finally finished our reading vlog. Now this is time to finally wrap up all the pages that I have read in this entire week. So I don't think I have shared with you how many pages I read on Saturday. So yesterday, that is Saturday, I read 74 pages of Parless by Lauren Roberts. Now to give you a little bit of an update on this book, on of my thoughts and opinions about this book. I think I'm still fairly early to give a lot of thoughts or opinions because this book has a lot of pages in it. I hope I don't ruin it. So there are around 500 pages in this book. I'm glad I didn't ruin it for myself. So there are 500 pages in this book, and I'm only on page number, which page am I on page number 115 of this book, so not haven't progressed a lot, but still a lot has happened. This book has me giggling so much. I have been smiling like crazy reading this book. The banter between the two main characters, that is Payden and Kai, is just unbelievable, and I've been just smiling, giggling, kicking my feet, and it's amazing. So I think I have shared with you the major, the synopsis of this book, that this book involves elites and ordinaries, and how our main character Payden is forced into the trials in which she will be competing against other elites, and she is not an elite, she is an ordinary. So that means it's going to be a little hard for her. But Kai, who is Ilya's prince, is also participating in these trials, so that is where she meets him for the second time, and the banter between these two, the sexual tension between these two is just amazing. So that is all that I have reached so far in this book. Now, to quickly sum up the number of pages that I read in this entire week. So on Sunday, so I started this vlog on Sunday. So on Sunday, I read 52 pages. Then on Monday, I read 32 pages. Then on Tuesday, I read 42 pages. On Wednesday, I read 26 pages. Now, this was when I think I finished Never Lie by Frida McFadden. So, this seems like a pretty good reading week for me so far. Then on Thursday is when I read only 10 pages, and this was because I picked up Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. And it's not that it's a bad book, but it's just was a bit slow for me. And I had just read an extremely fast-paced book, and I needed another fast-paced book. So I read only 10 pages on Thursday. Then on Friday, I read a total of 40 pages, out of which 30 pages belonged to Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Extremely fast paced. Things are just happening so quickly. So, and on Saturday, I read 74 pages, and that means the grand total of what I read in this week is 276 pages. So, it obviously varies from week to week. There are some days in which I will read 100 pages in a single day. Then there are some days where I will just not touch any book at all. Completely depends upon my schedule, what the things that I have to do that day, or if I'm in a slump, or if I'm reading a book that I'm not really so that interested in. So it completely depends on that. So there is a little tip that I wanted to share with you. If there is a book that you are not feeling like reading, for example, I just didn't feel like reading Divine Rivals, it is completely fine to just leave that book for some time and switch to other book. Maybe you will like that book in the future. It's not like you are quitting completely. You can of course pick it up whenever you feel like reading that book again. So that's a little thing that I wanted to share with you. And then of course other thing is that you don't have to feel bad about how many books you are able to read in a month or in a year. Even if you are reading one book or two books in a year, that's completely fine. What matters is you are not forcing yourself. It should not feel like a chore. It should feel like a journey that you enjoy, and you should learn something from each and every book that you're reading. Or even if you're not learning anything, you should at least enjoy reading a particular book. So these are the things that I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for coming along in my reading journey of this week, and I'll see you in my next video.